What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and welcome to the Guardian Games 2022. In this video, we're going to be going all over the Destiny 2 spring event. We're going to be covering exactly what you're going to be doing throughout this event. We're going to be covering some of the rewards and things you'll be going for, and I'm even going to give you some farming tips for how to make that laurel gathering and medal completing a bit less tedious. Let's go ahead and dive on in. Things, of course, start in the tower. Make sure you head there and speak with Ava Levante. She's going to get you started on your 2 initial Guardian Games quests. But what is Guardian Games? Well, it's basically a competition between the 3 main classes: Warlocks, Hunters, and Titans. So for this event, you're going to want to play on whichever class is your favorite. But once you've spoken with Ava, she's going to grant you a class item. This is extremely important. You're going to want to put that sumbitch on as soon as possible. Pardon the language. If you don't, you're not going to be able to generate laurels with ability kills or by defeating powerful enemies out in the wild. Don't be a big dummy like me and forget to put it on while you're completing the first 2 quests. Within Guardian Games, your goals are going to be twofold. 1, collect laurels. These will allow you to buy contender cards, which are kind of like super bounties for the event that you can then complete to earn medals. You take the medals that you've earned from completing those challenges and you deposit them at the podium in the tower. This will grant you all kinds of seasonal rewards, as well as eventually a chance at the new legendary SMG, the title. It's currently bugged right now, so it's not dropping the way it's supposed to be. Bungie says they're going to be putting out a fix for that soon. Anyways, how do you get laurels to drop? Well, you head out into PvE with the class item equipped and farm up ability kills. Ability kills against any enemy in the game is going to drop you laurels. You'll also get a set amount of laurels from defeating bosses. This includes majors and ultras. Generally, you'll get 1 laurel drop from red bar enemies if you kill them with an ability, while you'll get 3 from defeating specific bosses. So, ability kills versus red bars, or go and farm out majors and ultras to get yourself some laurels. Now, you'll get 100 laurels at the very start of this event, which will allow you to pick up one of the contender cards in Ava's inventory. This is going to be a part of the initial quest. This is going to ask you to go and play some activity in the game. You can pick which activity you want by picking the specific contender card tied to it. These contender cards will task you with completing the specified activity to earn a gold medal. This is overall the basic cycle for Guardian Games. You earn up those laurels, you go and you buy contender cards. It takes 100 laurels to buy a gold medallion contender card and 200 laurels to buy a platinum one. And completion of those contender cards gets you the medallions you can deposit at the podium in the tower. Now, additionally, you'll also be getting medallions by completing triumphs tied to Guardian Games as well, so make sure you're going into your triumph list and clearing those out. This is also how you'll get access to the new exotic ship, the Unauthorized Departure. That's going to require you to deposit 60 medallions, and I was able to get half that much just by finishing the introductory quest. So get to work and deposit those medallions. Now, speaking of the introductory quest, Best in Class. It's actually pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go through all the steps here. But once you've completed it, Guardian Games changes up just a little bit. You're going to gain access to 2 new playlists selectable in the tower. And these 2 new activities are going to be tied to 2 additional quests that will become available after finishing Best in Class. They're titled Medallion Battalion and Shoot to Score. For Medallion Battalion, it's just going to track the number of medallions you actually deposit over the course of a week. And if you deposit enough medallions, you'll be able to light a torch in the tower to earn additional rewards. Additionally, your character will also get a special glow that will last until weekly reset. And now, of course, the more medallions you deposit in the podium, the more you'll be able to rank up your tier with this quest, taking it from bronze all the way up to platinum. This is going to unlock some additional rewards in Ava Levante's inventory, though you can't seem to claim them right now. Speculation is that you'll be able to claim them once the weekend goes live with additional changes. The other quest you'll get access to is titled Shoot to Score. And with this, you'll need to practice in the Guardian Games training playlist that should now be available to you. This playlist will take you into a Vanguard operation strike. Right now, it's Lightblade, where you'll be tasked with meeting or exceeding the score threshold required to get to a specific level. You're going to want to aim for platinum, and thankfully, Lightblade's pretty easy to get well above 200,000 on. You can bump up that score by taking out every single enemy you come across over the course of the strike. I was able to hit 200k super easily, well before we got to the end of the strike, so I'm sure it'll be easy enough for you guys to get done as well. Anyways, upon completion of this quest, you're going to get access to a special buff. This buff will be titled Contender's Boon, and it'll be based on the score you've achieved in that Guardian Games training playlist. And with this, defeating combatants with abilities will grant you increased weapon damage, while defeating combatants with weapons will grant you increased ability recharge speed. This empowerment will be able to stack up to 5 times. And while you're at maximum empowerment, defeating combatants will gain you a boost to mobility, accuracy, handling, and reload speed. Some pretty major buffs overall. So essentially, you want to aim for the platinum level boost to get the maximum amount of buffs for completing this step. But, of course, these buffs are only going to be active in the recreational, training, competitive playlist, and the Vanguard Ops playlist. So, what's the competitive playlist then? Well, it's the other playlist that's going to be going live starting this weekend. As explained in the TWAB last week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, the training playlist is going to be live. While on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, the competitive playlist goes live, where things get sweaty and Bungie says you'll earn exciting rewards. We're assuming this is where you'll be able to earn more copies of the title. So essentially, throughout the week, you run the training playlist to get those major buffs. Then when the weekend rolls around, you jump into the competitive playlist to get some of the big name rewards. And that's pretty much what we're going to be doing throughout this year's Guardian games. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the better ways to farm some of the stuff involved with Guardian games this time around. Starting off with laurels. It can be a little bit frustrating to have to run around and try to get ability kills. Thankfully, in the world of Destiny 2 today, it's really easy, really easy to get your abilities back. But you guys know me. I'm super lazy and I want things as easy as possible. I find it to be much better to just sit back and farm majors. But here's a few ways you'll be able to farm up some laurels. We'll start off with the tip of running Grasp of Avarice. The beginning area will throw infinite numbers of hive enemies at you. If you're a Titan, you can throw on something like Insurmountable Skullfort and just sit there and shoulder charge away. Same thing for Warlocks who are using things like Nezarec Sin and many of the Void 3.0 abilities we have available right now. I've even covered a Void 3.0 build here on this channel, so if you're looking for some inspiration there for Warlock, go and check it out. Most of the time you can just toss a grenade into the cave, it'll eat so many enemies that it gives you back your grenades instantaneously, especially with Devour going. And virtually the same can be said for the hunters out there right now, who are running something like Omnioculus, Reaping Wellmaker, Bountiful Wells, Seeking Wells, and Utility Kickstart. As long as you're landing those melee kills and grenade kills, you're never going to not have your melee ability. Just make sure you're rocking Gambler's Dodge. That way you'll never be without a melee ability. Running the beginning section of Grasp of Avarice will get you 500 laurels, the cap that you can carry really quickly. But if you're even lazier, you can head to the Throne World. Follow the path that I'm showing here and make your way over to the beginning of the Vow of the Disciple raid. In this section, 2 Lightbearer Hive will generally spawn, and as long as you just cake them out but don't crush their ghost, they'll just sit here and continue respawning indefinitely. Every time you take them out, they're gonna drop 3 laurels, meaning you can farm up some laurels really quickly between the 2 of them. But if you're even lazier than that and you don't want to go run short lost sectors in the EDZ or something like that, here's an even better tip. Head to the moon. In virtually every loading zone here in the moon, you can run into what's called a rune chest. These are usually located in set spots across the map, and when you look at them, you'll see 3 hive runes on them. And if you look in the greater room around these chests, you'll likely find these hive runes scattered across the walls. The way this puzzle works is you read the runes on the chest going from left to right, and then you shoot the corresponding runes on the walls of whatever room you found the chest in that order to open it up. But shooting them in the incorrect order will immediately spawn a high-level hive for you to defeat. And of course, this knight counts as a boss, so every time you take him out, he's gonna drop 3 laurels. You can sit here and do this as long as you want. It's very low intensity, there's usually no competition, and it's a great way to farm up laurels if you don't just feel like running basic activities. As long as you're getting general ability kills in whatever game mode you're playing, you're gonna farm these things up pretty quickly. But I find it a pretty good solo way to get things going if you don't feel like running that other stuff. Now, for medallions, this is going to kind of depend on what game mode you most want to play, but I found the most luck in either getting the Lost Sector medallions, you can complete those really quickly, or picking up the Nightfall medallion, heading back into that Vanguard training playlist we were talking about earlier, and then just running the Lightblade to completion. By getting platinum in that strike, you're going to earn up a ton of laurels. You'll complete the contender card that you picked up for Nightfall really quickly, and you'll also probably be earning platinum medals for getting this done. Seriously, for running the strike, you're going to get like 3 silver medallions. You'll complete your contender card, so you'll get that platinum medallion. This is a very easy farm, and by the time you're at the end of the strike, you'll likely have enough laurels to buy another Nightfall card. That way you can just keep it in this playlist. You can enjoy the Vanguard Ops buff that you've already given yourself from completing the previous mission. And you're going to be farming up platinum medals, the highest tier of medals, really, really easy. So like I said, Nightfall seemed to be a decent option for that. Otherwise, you can go and run Master Lost Sectors to get about the same level of gains you would from Nightfalls while completing the Master Lost Sectors much more quickly. But overall, that's pretty much your guide to Guardian Games 2022. Hopefully it left you with a few tips to getting this thing done, getting those medallions leveled up, and hopefully getting some decent rolls of the title in the future. If you've got any other tips, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. I'm out for now. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians stay frosty. I gotta get back to farming medallions.